This lecture is a quick orientation to how food and nutrition professionals use the media in a professional way. Before we start, let's think just a little bit about what we're even talking about when we talk about the media. It's a very broad term, and I find that a lot of students, when I say the media, they automatically think social media, but they tend to forget that there's also old school style media, and it's still used and it's still out there. So social media platforms are media, of course, but really the definition of the media is any platform that can reach and influence people. So books, magazines, newspapers, television shows, movies, billboards, all of these things also need to be considered when we're talking about the media. Also, when we're talking about social media, we're of course talking about things like Twitter and Snapchat and Facebook and Pinterest, but we're talking also about blogs and podcasts and apps. All of these things are media. So one of the main ways that professionals use the media is they actually they contribute to media. They write columns, they write articles, they create their own podcasts, they create their own videos. Maybe they get into food photography and they start publishing their food photography. Maybe they create their own apps. A lot of professionals create on social media, and so they'll add content that reaches the public and it's owned by them. I've got an example here of a dietitian, Kim Rose. This is the banner from her YouTube channel. So she creates YouTube videos and it is her content, but there it is out on the media. Professionals also serve as a supporting role to the media. So rather than creating, they serve as the professional. Very often this is in the form of being interviewed, so agreeing to be interviewed for a story or agreeing to be the expert on, say, a TV segment where they will be interviewed. This is supporting. They're not creating the media, they're supporting. Sometimes they'll work behind the scenes and they'll serve as a fact checker. So they might even get paid to do this, but you don't know that they're back there, but they are. They're working as a fact checker. And then some professionals will respond to the media. So they might call out media stories on their social media channels, and they might comment directly on articles or video segments that are posted by media. A lot of health professionals, food and nutrition professionals, will use the media strategically in order to promote themselves or promote their brand, get their name out there. This is a picture of my friend Bonnie Topdix. She's actually one of our professionals that's agreed to be interviewed, and she has basically a career of talking to the media, and she has now taken on the role of teaching other nutrition professionals how to be in front of the media, how to use the media to promote their own brand. She's actually holding her book there. She wrote that book and she's promoting it on her Instagram channel. So they promote themselves through doing social media posts, and then these will link back to their website or link to their book page. They will also go on other people's social media channels and interact with them, comment with them. This helps to build their brand, build their platform, and they might use other social media tools to build their audience, such as allowing people to sign up for their blog feed. Professionals can also use media for their own professional growth. Here I've got a screenshot of a couple of Facebook groups that exist. You can see that they're pretty popular, and these groups are specific to dietitians that either are interested in blogging, and so dietitians on the blog, they talk about all things blogging, or making videos for dietitians. And so you join this as a professional to learn from other professionals, to boost your skills. But professionals also use the media to keep up on new trends as well as new research. Twitter can be very useful for this, for nutrition professionals to get kind of a quick overview of what new research has been released and also what other professionals are saying about that new research. A lot of professionals, myself included, believe that we actually have a service to the public that we owe, and that is to make sure that our voices are added to the conversation about our area of expertise. And you do that through media engagement. I believe that it's actually a professional responsibility to make sure that somehow we are interacting with the public on confusing trends where we have an expertise in it. So a lot of professionals agree, and they do this. They use the media to add their voice to the conversation, to fight misinformation. And it doesn't hurt that they're also boosting their brand. But here is a TikTok video. There's a lot of dietitians that have gone to TikTok and they have either stitched it with somebody else's TikTok video where they debunk the misinformation that's been giving out, or they just do their own video. Here's a dietitian that's going to be talking about myths about intuitive eating. Sometimes professionals will use the media in various ways to get behind a cause. And usually this is not their own cause, but they have joined it. And so here's a tweet up above from a chef. Fit Men Cook is what he calls himself, and he's actually partnered with William Sonoma along with some other chefs for a cause, and that cause is childhood hunger. The hashtag No Kid Hungry is that childhood hunger awareness campaign where they're raising money. And so you can purchase one of these spatulas and it goes to that cause. And so he's using media to promote that. On the right, we've got another tweet that's sent out in support of something called Chefs for America. This is something that Chef Jose Andres is heavily involved in, and you can see that he retweeted this because he cares deeply about it. Chef Jose Andres is a remarkable man. If you are not aware of him, please look him up. Anytime there is any kind of national disaster or actually international disaster, like flooding in Haiti, for example, he goes there and he sets up kitchens and he feeds people. And he does it all the time. He's really amazing. And so he's very frequently rallying behind a cause, and that is to get healthy food to people, or even food to people that are hungry. Finally, a big way that health professionals or nutrition and food professionals use the media is in their workplace. They do it for their employer. So you don't even know that they're using it because their name's not necessarily on it, but they use the media in various ways. Maybe they write articles to be on the website. A screenshot that I have here is from Welch's grape juice. And so if you click on these things, it'll lead you to various content items on the website, a lot of it related to nutrition. And that is written by somebody that is a health professional, probably a dietitian. But you won't see their name because that's their employer. And so a lot of times social media is in the name of the employer or the food company, but it's really the health professional that's behind it. We just don't realize it.